In the 1950s, a new era was dawning for science fiction. However, in reality, a different kind of future was being created under the cover of darkness, one where governments could control your mind with sinister precision. It was an era when humanity's greatest minds were working not on unraveling the mysteries of the universe, but on unraveling the mysteries of the human psyche. They explored the depths of the mind to see if it could be manipulated, rewritten, turned into a weapon. This is MKUltra. Welcome back to the channel. Join me as we take a journey through time to explore the most enigmatic and chilling tales of the past. From lost civilizations to supernatural mysteries, we bring you stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat and questioning the very fabric of our reality. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets of history, subscribe for new episodes every week. But let's jump right into today's video. The MKUltra project was a top-secret program run by the CIA from the late 1950s to the early 1970s. At its core, this program aimed to manipulate and control human behavior using mind-altering substances such as LSD. You might wonder, why would a reputable organization like the CIA even consider such a project? What was the driving force behind MKUltra? The answer lies in the complexities of the Cold War era. By the late 1940s, the world was caught in the throes of the Cold War. Tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union were at an all-time high. Each side was eager to gain any advantage over the other, whether in military technology, political influence, or even psychological warfare. During this climate, rumors began to swirl about the Soviets developing a chemical weapon, a mysterious substance that could potentially control the human mind. If true, this would be a formidable weapon indeed. To counter this potential Soviet threat, the CIA initiated MKUltra. The overarching goal was to research and develop mind control techniques that could be used in hostile situations. The program was divided into multiple sub-projects, each focusing on different aspects of chemical and psychological manipulation. One of the most infamous sub-projects was the LSD experiments. LSD, or lysergic acid diethylamide, is a powerful hallucinogenic drug known for its unpredictable and intense mind-altering effects. The CIA, as part of MKUltra, experimented with using LSD for various purposes, including interrogation and behavioral modification. The agency explored how different dosages of LSD affected individuals, how the drug could be administered covertly, and what kind of psychological effects it produced. But it wasn't just about understanding the drug. The CIA wanted to see if they could use LSD as a weapon to influence and control people. Imagine a scenario where an unsuspecting individual is given LSD and then tasked with completing a mission or interrogation without their knowledge or consent. This is the stuff of spy movies, but it was actually a real possibility during the height of the Cold War. These experiments often took place without the knowledge or consent of the subjects, many of whom were unsuspecting civilians. For instance, there was Operation Midnight Climax. Between 1953 and 1957, the CIA surreptitiously dosed LSD to unsuspecting civilians across the United States. The goal was to study the effects of the drug in real-world settings. They wanted to understand how someone under the influence of LSD would behave, interact, and make decisions. These experiments were not confined to laboratories. The CIA conducted them in various public places, including bars, restaurants, and even private homes. Imagine going about your daily life, taking a drink from a drugged glass, and suddenly finding yourself in a world where reality is distorted and your actions are no longer your own. It sounds like a terrifying nightmare, but it became a lived reality for many during the MKUltra experiments. The implications of such a program are profound. Not only did MKUltra involve unethical and often illegal activities, but it also created a climate of fear and distrust. People began to wonder who among them might be the next target of these experiments. The veil of secrecy surrounding MKUltra only fueled these fears. When the program was exposed, the public outcry was immense. It became a symbol of government overreach and the dark side of scientific research. But the story doesn't end there. As the Cold War intensified, so did the stakes. In the murky world of espionage, information is power, and the CIA believed that controlling the minds of individuals could give them a significant edge. They explored various methods to extract information from unwilling sources. Hypnosis and truth serums were among the tools they investigated. The idea was to find ways to bypass the conscious mind and access the subconscious, where memories and emotions are stored. They experimented with different techniques, trying to find the most effective and efficient way to extract information. It was a cat-and-mouse game. The CIA believed they could create a serum that would force subjects to reveal their deepest secrets, but the subjects, often well-trained spies themselves, devised ways to protect their minds. As the years went by, the nature of the experiments grew darker. The CIA began to use unwitting subjects as test beds for more potent and dangerous drugs. They wanted to find a drug that could not just make someone talk, but could break their mind. Imagine being subjected to a drug that fragments your memory, leaving you unable to distinguish reality from hallucination. The experiments were not just about extracting information, they were about breaking and reprogramming the mind. But the true extent of MKUltra was never fully revealed. In 1973, the Church Committee, a group established to investigate intelligence activities in the United States, uncovered a lot of MKUltra. They found that the program had been far-reaching and deeply disturbing. The committee's report shed light on the unethical and often illegal activities of the CIA. It detailed the LSD experiments, the mind-breaking drugs, and the countless lives that were disrupted by the program. However, some files related to MKUltra were destroyed, leaving some aspects of the program shrouded in mystery. To this day, we may never know the full extent of what the CIA was willing to do in the name of national security. When MKUltra was exposed, the public was shocked. The revelation that the government had been conducting these experiments in secret created a wave of distrust. People began to question the motives and methods of their government. The image of the benevolent government was tarnished, and it would take years for that trust to be rebuilt. Moreover, the exposure of MKUltra led to calls for more transparency and accountability in government activities. It sparked a broader conversation about the balance between security and liberty. Many began to argue that the ends did not justify the means. No matter how great the perceived threat, conducting these unethical experiments was a step too far. In the aftermath of MKUltra, several legal and ethical boundaries were put in place. Laws were strengthened to protect citizens from unwarranted experimentation, and institutional oversight was increased to ensure that such abuses of power would never repeat themselves. The legacy of MKUltra serves as a reminder of the importance of ethical conduct in scientific research and the need for transparency in government activities. It's a stark reminder that in the pursuit of knowledge and power, we must always stay vigilant and keep questioning. After the dismantling of MKUltra, the CIA and other intelligence agencies had to find new ways to gather information and influence individuals. They turned to more conventional methods, such as traditional interrogation techniques and building networks of informants. However, the lessons learned from MKUltra continued to shape the future of intelligence gathering. It led to the development of new technologies and strategies that were less invasive but still highly effective. For example, the use of advanced surveillance technologies such as drones and data mining software allowed intelligence agencies to gather information without the need for direct human intervention. Additionally, the focus shifted to understanding the psychology of individuals involved in espionage and terrorism, leading to the creation of new training programs for both intelligence officers and those who might be targeted by them. In essence, while MKUltra may have been officially dismantled, its impact on the future of intelligence gathering was profound. It forced a reevaluation of methods, leading to the adoption of new strategies and technologies that were less risky and more effective in the long run. If you want to dive deeper into the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, check out my video on the Illuminati. And for more intriguing historical tales, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and intrigue. and I'll see you next time.